Good morning, my dear friend. I am Dr. Mahendra Shankarao Wankhade, roll number 33, and today I am going to give the seminar on the topic phytoremediation. So let's see this topic phytoremediation. In the recent year, the anthropogenic activity increased a lot. The human activities such as industrial production releases a lot of amounts of contaminants or heavy metals in this environment. Yeah, we are going to see that in this particular side. Next one, again, the lots of mining it is also going in this particular recent year. Next one, agricultural activities also increase because we are adding the number of nothing but the fertilizer chemical in the farm, so that our productivity in the farm it get increases. This particular fertilizers contain the number of chemical that is very much harmful to nothing but the mankind as well as other particular animals and the plants. Again, we are using the lots of nothing but the vehicles for the transportation of human being as well as the different types of material needed for the human beings. So it is also release the number of chemical heavy metals in the environment. All these particular heavy metals contaminants or pollutants released in the environment con- contaminate do nothing but the biosphere, and which cause nothing but the harmful effect to nothing but the human being as well as animals and the plants. They are very much nothing but the neurotoxic, carcinogenic, and as well as nothing but the mutagenous. So what kind of nothing but the effect it is causes due to nothing but this particular type of yes contaminants we are going to see one by one. First we are going to see okay effect on the human being due to such type of contaminants. So generally they damage nothing but the different types of organs present inside the human body, that is nothing but the liver, kidney, lungs, it get affected due to such a type of heavy metals contaminants present in the environment. They also cause the joint diseases, abdominal pain also. They also affect the reproductive system, circulatory system, nervous system, and human system of nothing human being. They causes the hypertension in case of human being. So these particular contaminants or heavy metals they are cytotoxic, carcinogenic, and they are mutagenic. Next one, in case of plants, how they are affecting. So in case of aquatic animals, okay, they directly get die due to such a type of nothing but the contaminants. In case of nothing but the livestock, okay, they causes the number of diseases to the livestock like cattle, etc., and other animals are also get affected due to such a type of contaminants or heavy metals. So okay, all these contaminants present in the environment causes the different types of effects to all plants. Next one is nothing but the in case of plants what they are causing. Okay, in case of plant they are affecting the growth and development of the plants. Next one, okay, deformation of organ in case of plants. And the third one, it is also affecting the physiological process in case of plants. So all these chemical contaminants we are using for the day-to-day life, that is human being they are using in the day-to-day life, and causes the different types of effect to the human being, plants, and as well as animal. So to overcome from this particular problem, in the recent year researchers aim to develop environment friendly and cost effective method to clean up the heavy metals from the contaminated soil, and the phytoremediation is a good remedy for all these problems. So these are the different elements that is released due to the anthropogenic activity or human activity in the environment. So let's start what is mean by nothing but the phytoremediation. So phytoremediation is defined as the use of green plant to remove, degrade and detoxify the harmful environmental pollutants. So whatever may be the contaminants or heavy metals they are present, that should be removed or they get degraded or they get detoxified through this particular process of phytoremediation. That's why the simple one definition it is there for the phytoremediation, that is the use of green plant or the plant it is used to remove, next one to degrade and detoxify the harmful environmental pollutants. Next one, on the basis of the process of phytoremediation, the phytoremediation it is of following types. First one type it is nothing but the phyto extraction, it is also called as phytoaccumulation. Next one type is nothing but the phytodegradation. Next one type, third type, that is called as phytostimulation, it is also called as rhizodegradation. Next one type is nothing but the phytovolatilization. Next one is phytostabilization. Next one is rhizofiltration, and the last one type is nothing but the phytohydraulics. So we are going to see all this type. See this, all this type it is there because how the process of phytoremediation it is there, how the plants they are doing the phytoremediation, on that basis these types it is there. So we are going to see one by one each of this particular type. First one we are going to see, that is nothing but the phyto extraction. So what happened in the phyto extraction method of phytoremediation, it is also called as phytoaccumulation. In this method, whatever may be the contaminants or heavy metals or pollutant that is present inside the soil, it is absorbed by the plant root and later on it get accumulated inside the body of nothing but the plant. See, in this method, contaminants, pollutants, heavy metals, it get accumulated inside the plant body. That's why it is also called as phytoaccumulation, and another name is phytoextractions. In this method, plant absorb the pollutant from the soil and it get accumulated inside the plant body. That's why it is phytoextraction or it is phytoaccumulation. Next one type is nothing but the phytodegradation method. In this method of phytodegradation, what happen? Plant absorb the pollutant or heavy metals or contaminants from the soil, and after that whatever may be this contaminant it is there, it get degraded by the plants through the enzyme activity. See, here the plants secrete the different types of enzyme, and due to that particular enzyme these contaminants or pollutants it get degraded. That's why this particular type of phytoremediation it is called as phytodegradation, because it degrade the contaminants or nothing but the pollutant. Okay, that's why it is called as phytodegradation. Next one method is nothing but the phytostimulation method. Okay, in this type of phytoremediation, what happen? Water may be the contaminant it is there, okay, near to nothing but the plant roots. What happen in this particular types, the plant stimulates nothing but the microbes present near to the plant's roots, and these microbes they are doing nothing but the degradation of nothing but the heavy metal or pollutants present outside nothing but the plant but inside the soil but near to the plant roots, that is the rhizosphere. Here the microbes they are degrading the contaminants present in the rhizosphere, but this microbes it is stimulated or it get activated due to the plants, and that's why the degradation of heavy metals it is takes place. That's why this method it is called as phytostimulation. Remember this thing, in this method plant stimulates the microbes present near to nothing but the plant roots, and that's why the degradation of heavy metals it is takes place or the phytoremediation it is takes place. That's why this method it is called as phytostimulation. Next one method is nothing but the phytoholization. In this method of phytoremediation, what happen, the plant they are absorbing the contaminants, or the roots they are absorbing nothing but the contaminants, and later on all these particular contaminants get detoxified, degraded, and later on they are going to remove from the plant, or they are directly going in the outer atmosphere through the process of nothing but the transpiration. So in this way they are removing outside the plants in the form of vapors, that is through the process of transpiration. That's why this particular type of phytoremediation it is called as phytoholization, because here the pollutant contaminants they are removed in the less toxic form through the process of transpiration in the form of vapor outside the environment. That's why this process of phytoremediation it is called as phytoholization. Next one method is nothing but the phytostabilization. In this method of phytoremediation, here whatever may be the contaminants present inside the soil, they are get attached, or they get absorbed to nothing but the plant body. They do not enter inside the plant. Remember this thing, they are do not get enter inside the plant, but they are only attached to the plant root, or they are going to absorb to nothing but the plant root, so they cannot move again back into the soil. So they get fixed, they get stabilized to nothing but the plant roots. That's why this process it is called as phytostabilization, because here the contaminants they get attached, stabilized to nothing but the plant roots, and that's why they again do not contaminate the other soil or other plants or again back to the environment. That's why this method of phytoremediation it is called as phytostabilization. Next one method is nothing but the rhizofiltration. In this method of phytoremediation, generally this method of phytoremediation it is used in case of nothing but the contaminant present in waters. So different types of contaminants they are present in nothing but the water, because we already seen that the number of industrial production it is going on, and the number of contaminants or the pollutant it is released inside the water, and that's why the water it get contaminated or it get polluted due to such a type of industrial activity, anthropogenic activity. So in this particular method of phytoremediation, aquatic plants they are used to remove the contaminants present in the water. So these aquatic plants they absorb this particular contaminant, degrade and detoxify this pollutant or contaminant present in the water. That's why they are doing nothing but the filtration of the water. So water it get filtered or clean due to such a type of plants. That's why this method of nothing but the phytoremediation it is called as rhizofiltration. Remember this method it is used in case of the water, and where the contamination it is there, and aquatic plants it is there. That's why the water get filtered. That's why it is called as rhizofiltration. Next one is method, that one is phytohydraulic. In this method of nothing but the phytoremediation, here the deeply rooted plant, that is tree plants, they are using for the phytoremediation. This particular deeply rooted plant goes into nothing but the underground water, and we know that due to the anthropogenic activity, human activity, the groundwater it also get contaminated, and this particular deeply rooted plants they are filtering nothing but the groundwaters. So due to this okay, nothing but the phytoremediation it is takes place. That's why this method of phytoremediation it is called as phytohydraulic. See, in case the difference in between the rhizofiltration and phytohydraulic it is that in case of rhizofiltration the upper one water, okay, it get filtered, and in case of phytohydraulic the groundwater it get filtered due to nothing but the plants. This is the main difference in between these two, that is rhizofiltration and phytohydraulics. Next one, in this way we have shown nothing but the all different types of nothing but the phytoremediation. Next one, let's see the significance of this phytoremediation. It is first one significance of this phytoremediation, it is applicable for variety of pollutants. So different types of pollutant contaminants, okay, they can absorb, remove and detoxify due to this particular phytoremediation. As we know that, okay, only the plant it is required for this particular process of nothing but the phytoremediation. No any expensive equipment it is needed. That's why this particular process it is much more cheaper, okay, because it do not require any kind of equipments, and that's why it is very much easy to maintain and implement. And the next one, it is nothing but the very much eco-friendly, environmental friendly, because we are only using the plants for the phytoremediation. Next one, we are going to see the limitation of this particular process of nothing but the phytoremediation. Here in case of phytoremediation, the plants they are used for nothing but the phytoremediation, and the roots they are playing the important role in nothing but the phytoremediation. So okay, the first one limitation of this one, the particular, okay, upper one soil contaminant present in upper one soil it get removed, detoxified or degraded due to this particular type of phytoremediation, because okay, the root it is present in the upper one crust of nothing but the earth crust of the soil. So that's why the upper surface it get cleaned or phytoremediated due to this particular type of phytoremediation. Next one, this particular phytoremediation required longer period of time, because this process it is very much slow, because no instrument it is used, only the plants it is used. That's why it required the long time or long period to remove or detoxify this particular pollutant present in the environment. Next one, okay, this particular phytoremediation, okay, it is applicable in those particular area where the low contaminant concentration it is there, because if the high contaminant concentration it is there, then the plant they do not grows there and the phytoremediation it is not takes place. So the next one, okay, nothing but the limitation it is that it requires the low contaminant concentration site for the phytoremediation. Next one, this method it is climate dependent, season dependent, because according to that the plant physiology it gets changes, and due to this, okay, it is climate and season dependent. Next one, limitation, due to this phytoremediation the introduction of inappropriate or invasive plant species it is takes place. New one species we are going to add, okay, to do nothing but the phytoremediation, and that's why the new one species enter in the particular area, that causes the somewhat difference in nothing but the ecology of nothing but the particular area. So these are nothing but the limitation of the phytoremediation. Next one, okay, we are going to conclude with this particular points, that is this phytoremediation it is eco-friendly, and the next one is cost effective approach for the remediation of contaminated soil and water using plant, because only the plants they are using, so no particular instrument it is needed. So that's why it is cheaper eco-friendly method to remove the pollutant or contaminant present in the soil. These are my references, and the next one is thank you very much for listening me carefully. Thank you.